Once upon a time, in a land wrapped in silver mist and glowing fireflies, there existed a hidden village known as Noor. This was no ordinary village. It was said that Noor appeared only to those whose hearts were pure, and disappeared from those who carried greed, hatred, or darkness within them. At the center of this magical village lived a young princess named Noor. Princess Noor was not known for her beauty alone, though her eyes shimmered like morning dew and her smile carried the warmth of sunrise. She was known for something far rarer: her kindness. From a very young age, Noor showed a deep love for every living thing. She spoke gently to animals, shared her food with strangers, and treated even the smallest insect as if it mattered. The villagers loved her dearly, not because she was a princess, but because she made them feel seen, heard, and valued. But Noor held a secret. A secret so powerful that even the oldest elders spoke of it in hushed voices. Deep beneath the village, hidden under an ancient tree with glowing roots, lay the heart of goodness. It was a magical crystal that kept the village alive. It gave the crops their sweetness, the water its sparkle, and the people their gentle hearts. But the magic of the heart had one condition. It could only remain strong as long as the people of Noor continued to perform acts of true kindness, without expecting anything in return. If selfishness ever grew stronger than kindness, the heart would weaken, and the village would vanish forever. Princess Noor knew this secret. Her grandmother, the former queen, had told her one quiet night under a sky full of stars. "Noor," she had said softly, "magic is not in spells or wands. The greatest magic is goodness. Protect it, and Noor will live forever." Noor had taken those words deep into her heart. And from that day on, she made it her mission to spread kindness wherever she went. Every morning, she walked through the village barefoot, greeting everyone with a smile. She helped the elderly carry water, played with children, and even spent time listening to the lonely. One day, while wandering near the edge of the forest, Noor heard a faint cry. It was soft, almost like the wind whispering through leaves. She followed the sound and found a small injured bird trapped in thorns. Without hesitation, Noor carefully freed the bird, ignoring the scratches on her hands. She held it gently, whispering soothing words until it calmed down. She took it back to the palace, treated its wounds, and cared for it day and night. Days later, the bird flew again. But before leaving, it circled around Noor 3 times, as if thanking her. Noor smiled, her heart full. She never expected anything in return. And that was what made her kindness pure. Meanwhile, far beyond the mountains, a dark presence had begun to stir. A man named Zorith, known for his cunning and greed, had heard rumors of Noor. He was obsessed with power. He believed that if he could find the source of the village's magic, he could control it. For years, he searched for Noor, but the village remained hidden from him. Because his heart was not pure. But Zorith was patient. He knew that even the strongest magic could weaken. He began spreading whispers across nearby lands. He tricked travelers, turned friends against each other, and planted seeds of doubt and greed. Slowly, the ripple of negativity began to move toward Noor. One day, a stranger arrived at the village. He looked tired, hungry, and weak. The villagers welcomed him warmly, offering food and shelter. But this stranger was no ordinary traveler. He was sent by Zorith. His mission was simple: to create selfishness within Noor. At first, everything seemed normal. But slowly, subtle changes began to appear. The stranger would whisper things like, "Why share your food? What if there's not enough tomorrow?" Or, "Why help others when no one helps you back?" At first, the villagers ignored him. But words, when repeated often, begin to grow roots. A farmer refused to share his crops. A merchant raised his prices unfairly. Children began arguing over toys. Princess Noor noticed the change immediately. The warmth of the village felt dimmer. The laughter was quieter. The smiles felt forced. That night, Noor went to the ancient tree. She placed her hand on its glowing roots. The light was flickering. The heart of goodness was weakening. Tears filled her eyes. No. This cannot happen, she whispered. She knew what she had to do. The next morning, Noor gathered the villagers. She didn't scold them. She didn't accuse anyone. Instead, she told them a story. A story of a village that disappeared because people forgot how to care for one another. Her voice was soft, but her words carried truth. Some villagers looked ashamed. Others looked confused. But the stranger, he smirked. That night, the stranger approached Noor. "You are trying too hard," he said. "People are selfish by nature. You cannot change that." Noor looked at him calmly. "Kindness is a choice," she replied. "And so is selfishness." The stranger laughed. "We'll see how long your kindness lasts." The next day, Noor decided to do something bold. She left the palace without guards or servants. She went door to door, helping people silently. She cleaned a widow's house. She left food at the door of a poor family. She repaired a broken fence for an old man. But she did it all without revealing herself. No one knew it was the princess. Days passed. Slowly, something began to change. The widow, touched by the unexpected help, decided to share her little food with a neighbor. The poor family, feeling grateful, helped another family in need. The old man, inspired, began fixing things for others in the village. Kindness started to spread again. Not because of orders, but because of example. The stranger grew frustrated. His whispers were losing power. One night, he ran to Zorith. "It's not working," he shouted. "The princess, she's undoing everything." Zorith's eyes burned with anger. "Then we will take the heart by force," he said. That night, Zorith himself entered Norvale. The moment he stepped inside, the sky darkened. The air grew heavy. Princess Noor felt it immediately. She rushed to the ancient tree. Zorith stood there, trying to pull the glowing crystal from the roots. "Stop!" Noor shouted. Zorith turned. "So, you are the one protecting this magic," he sneered. "You cannot take it," Noor said firmly. "It does not belong to you." Zorith laughed. "Everything can belong to me." He reached for the heart again. But the moment his hand touched it, the light dimmed further. The tree trembled. The ground shook. "No!" Noor cried. She ran forward and placed her hands over the heart. "Please, don't fade," she whispered. Zorith pushed her aside. "You are weak," he said. "No," Noor replied softly. "I am kind." Zorith scoffed. "Kindness is weakness." Noor shook her head. "No, kindness is strength." At that moment, something incredible happened. One by one, the villagers began to arrive. The widow. The old man. The children. The farmer. They all came, standing behind Noor. "We will not let you destroy our home," they said. Their voices were filled with unity. With sincerity. With goodness. A warm light began to rise from them. It flowed toward the heart. The crystal began to glow brighter. Stronger. Zorith stepped back, shielding his eyes. "What is this?" he shouted. "This," Noor said, "is the power of kindness." The light grew so strong that Zorith could no longer stand. He was pushed back, out of the village, beyond the mountains. And just like that, he was gone. The sky cleared. The air felt light again. The heart of goodness shone brighter than ever before. The villagers looked at Noor, their eyes filled with gratitude. But Noor simply smiled. "This was not my doing," she said. "It was ours." From that day on, Norvale became even stronger. The people remembered the importance of kindness. Not as a rule, but as a way of life. And Princess Noor continued her quiet acts of goodness. Never seeking praise. Never expecting reward. Because she knew the true secret. That the greatest magic in the world was a kind heart.